All right, so today we're going deep on Psalm 25.
Okay.
A prayer that's often attributed to King David.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, another psalm.
Right.
But stick with us on this one, because this song is not your typical plea for help.
Yeah.
It's really more like this beautifully crafted exploration of David's relationship with God. And it's just woven with all these different threads of guidance and trust.
Yeah.
Even wrestling with his own past mistakes.
Definitely. It's raw and it's honest. And I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that vulnerability that really pulls you. In Psalm 25, it's like this glimpse into the human experience of faith. You know, all the doubts, the hopes, the longing to connect with something much bigger than ourselves.
Right.
So David, he kicks things off.
Okay.
By pleading for guidance and deliverance.
Okay.
And he's completely reliant on God.
Mm-hmm.
He even admits to this fear of humiliation from his enemies.
Oh, wow.
Pretty vulnerable.
Yeah. Especially for a king.
Especially for a king.
You know, I mean, in those ancient cultures, kings, they were considered almost godlike.
Yeah.
To see this vulnerability, this weakness, you know?
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it reminds us that no matter who we are or what position we hold, you know, we all crave that same protection and guidance when life throws us a curveball.
Absolutely. And he doesn't just ask for help. You know. There's this one line that really stood out to me.
Okay.
He says, make me understand your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's saying, show me where to go.
Right.
Give me a map.
It's about seeking that alignment with a purpose that's bigger than our own. You know, it's that human quest for meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want that.
We do.
We're not just looking for a quick fix.
Right.
We're looking for a way to live.
A path.
Right. A path to walk.
Exactly. And speaking of paths, David then sort of shifts gears and he reminds God, and maybe even himself, about all the times God has come through in the past. He calls on those memories of compassion and faithfulness. It's almost like he's saying, remember that time you saved me.
Yeah.
Well, I need that again.
Yeah, there's real power in remembering, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the foundation of faith. It's how we pass down these stories generation after generation.
Yeah.
Think about it, you know, when we recall those times when we felt loved and supported, it renews our trust, doesn't it?
Absolutely it does.
It's like we've weathered the storms before.
Yeah.
We can weather this one too.
Absolutely. And there's that line that says, remember your compassionate and faithful deeds, O Lord, for you have always acted in this manner.
It speaks to that relationship, you know, built over time.
Exactly. It's like they go way back.
Right.
You and I, we have a history here, but then things take a turn.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not all sunshine and roses. Yeah. David gets really candid about his past.
Okay.
Especially the sins from his youth.
Oh, wow.
He lays it all out there. He says, do not hold against me the sins of my youth or my rebellious acts.
Yeah.
No sugarcoating.
It's raw.
Just raw confession.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if that honesty, that radical honesty, is that like a prerequisite for getting guidance.
That's interesting.
You know, is owning your past mistakes the key to unlocking a new path forward?
I mean, it's like he's acknowledging, look, I messed up. I'm aware of it. Now help me do better. It's about acknowledging those missteps so we can move forward, you know, and be open to learning and growing.
And that's exactly where Psalm 25 goes next.
Okay.
It's like David has cleared the air and he's ready for instruction now. He shifts to this image of God as a teacher.
Okay.
Someone who actively guides sinners towards a better way of life.
I like that he paints this picture of God as an educator, you know, really invested in our growth and understanding.
And it's not a generic approach.
Right. Yeah.
You know, he specifically says that God teaches sinners the right way to live.
Yeah.
It's like no matter where you've been, there's always a chance to learn. And get back on track.
I love that.
There's a beautiful balance there of justice and mercy.
There is.
Like, you messed up.
Right.
But I still believe in you.
Yeah.
And, you know, for those who choose to walk that path, live in accordance with God's covenant, there's this incredible promise of blessings.
There is.
Guidance, favor. Even inheriting the land. That's a pretty powerful motivator.
The concept of a covenant, it's so central here.
It is.
You know, it goes beyond individual faith. It speaks to a communal obligation. You're part of something bigger. You're bound by shared promises.
Right.
Shared responsibilities.
It makes you think about what it really means to be a faithful follower. It says, the Lord shows his faithful followers the way they should live. Mm-hmm. It's a lot deeper than just showing up, once a week. Yeah. But even with all this talk about trust and guidance and blessings, Psalm 25, it doesn't shy away from the struggles.
Right.
Towards the end, the tone kind of shifts.
Yeah.
And we see David expressing this loneliness. Mm-hmm. He's feeling oppressed. Mm-hmm. He's crying out for deliverance from his enemies.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, I trust you, God.
Yeah.
But it's still really hard right now.
Right. It's like coming full circle.
Yeah.
He starts with this vulnerability.
Yeah.
And even though he affirms his trust and reminds himself of God's faithfulness, he's still human.
Yeah.
He's still hurting.
It's a really raw,
it is
authentic portrayal of faith.
Yeah, it's not about the absence of difficulty, but it's about finding that strength and that solace in the middle of it.
Absolutely. There's that line, turn toward me and have mercy on me, for I am alone and oppressed. Mm-hmm. Just hits you right in the gut.
Yeah, it's a cry for help that I think transcends time.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, he broadens it.
Yeah.
Encompass all of Israel. It's this beautiful connection between personal suffering and the well-being of the entire community.
So much to unpack there.
Yeah.
We really journeyed through this incredible psalm.
It did.
Exploring trust guidings, the courage to confess, the hope of forgiveness, the promise of blessings.
Yeah.
All while acknowledging that life is a roller coaster.
It is.
Even for the most faithful.
It really makes you think, if we were to write our own psalm today, what would our petitions be?
Yeah.
What acts of kindness or grace would we call to remembrance?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a powerful thought to leave with.
It is.
As you go about your day to day, consider your own journey with facing guidance and the challenges that you face.
Right.
Where do you find your strength?
Yeah.
What anchors your hope?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, just maybe,
yeah,
there's a psalm brewing within each of us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.